Witch's Stew by Chapter 1. Ms. Black. Ring!
Ring!
Aubrey jumped at the sound of the school bell. She had nearly dozed off in science class.
She had suddenly dozed off in science class.
Her friends were already on their way to lunch. Aubrey quickly caught up. What's for lunch today? She asked her friend Miles. Chicken and mashed potatoes, he said. My favorites.
Chicken and mashed potatoes, my favorite.
I brought lunch, added Chloe, holding up a brown bag.
Added Cho, holding up a brown bag.
In the cafeteria, Miles and Aubrey got in the lunch line. They spotted a new cook behind the counter. The cook had a pointy nose and a hairnet full of silver hair. She slowly stirred mashed potatoes in a big black pot. Who's that? Aubrey asked Miles. Miles pointed to a sign on the lunch counter. It read, Welcome, Ms. Black. Must be her first day, Miles said. Aubrey and Miles each grabbed a lunch tray. Ms. Black scooped a large spoonful out of the pot. Mashed potatoes? Ms. Black asked them. No, thank you, said Aubrey. She hated potatoes. You must try them, Ms. Black pressed. It's my secret recipe. The cook let out a wicked laugh. Ha, ha, ha! No, thank you, Aubrey stuttered. I'll take hers, Miles shouted. Ms. Black smiled and plopped 2 big scoops onto his tray. Just then, Aubrey noticed something behind Ms. Black. What's all that, Miles? She said, pointing toward the kitchen. The kitchen shelves were full of strange, glowing bottles. Weird, said Miles. Chapter 2. Under a Spell. Moments later, Aubrey and Miles sat down with Chloe to eat. What could be in those bottles? Aubrey wondered aloud. Miles stuffed his mouth full of mashed potatoes. Who cares? He exclaimed. These potatoes are amazing. After lunch, the 3 friends headed outside for recess. On the playground, Aubrey suddenly stopped. All the kids were gone. She didn't hear anyone laughing or playing. Where did everyone go, Miles? Aubrey asked her friend. Miles? Aubrey repeated. She turned around, and Miles had disappeared too. Where did everyone go? Aubrey asked Chloe. Her friend looked scared. I don't know, Chloe said. Let's check inside. Back inside, the cafeteria was silent. The lights were out, except a green glow coming from the kitchen. Come on, Aubrey whispered, pulling Chloe along. The girls tiptoed to the kitchen and peeked inside. Aubrey gasped. Miles? Miles and other students stood around Ms. Black's big pot. Pop, blop. Glowing green goop bubbled inside. The lunch lady is a witch, Aubrey
The lunch lady is a witch.
exclaimed. Everyone
Aubrey exclaimed.
Under the spell of her secret potions.
Spell of the secret potion.
But you ate the food too, added Chloe. Aubrey shook her head.
Aubrey shook her head.
Not the mashed potatoes. Chapter 3. Nightmare Lunch.
Nightmare lunch.
Ha ha ha! Aubrey and Chloe heard a wicked laugh. They whirled around to see Ms. Black behind them. I hoped you'd come, said Ms. Black. We know you are a witch, Aubrey shouted at Ms. Black. Everyone's under your evil mashed potato spell. Ms. Black grinned. You're right, she said, and with them to do my dirty work. I'll never wash dishes again. Just then, Ms. Black scooped up a large spoonful of potatoes. She walked slowly toward Aubrey and Chloe. I saved some for both of you, she squealed. Ah! The girls screamed. They turned to run, but wham! The kitchen door suddenly slammed shut, locking them inside. They were trapped! Ha ha ha! The witch laughed. Ring! Aubrey awoke at the sound of the school bell. Science class was over. It was time for lunch. Did you fall asleep? Chloe asked Aubrey. Miles laughed. I think so, Aubrey said, confused. As they got into the lunch line, Aubrey's eyes grew wide. She pointed toward the cook behind the counter. Who is that? Aubrey asked her friend. Like before, Miles pointed to a sign on the lunch counter. It says her name is Ms. Black, Miles said. Today is her first day.